music.
This is a BBC Radio 6 Music documentary. Get Up for James Brown.
It's the dawn of the 1980s and James Brown is going back to church in Hollywood.
Well. Let us go.
Tonight we'll bring the Godfather story right up to date, find out how he served some time, conquered some demons, and introduced his music to yet another new generation at places like Glastonbury and Live 8. That's JB starring as the Reverend Cleophas James in the 1980 movie that made him cool again after some slightly less than brilliant years, The Blues Brothers, which had the same reviving effect on fellow legends and co-stars Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles and Cab Calloway, all on screen alongside two actors that Mr. Brown definitely approved of, as he told me during our chat at his home in Augusta, Georgia.
Are there any producers that you've worked with that you think, oh, they've actually brought something out of me?
I would say Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi were doing the Blues Brothers. I didn't know I could act that good doing a gospel minister's part, you know. It was great.
Is that a big step in your career, that film? Because it wasn't at a time when you were having hit after hit after hit. And then suddenly, a whole new generation suddenly knows of James Brown.
The studios runs America. They make decisions. So when they caught me when the soundtrack and things that kind of went down, you know, the Black Sheep situation. And they also wanted to show me in another light because I did have a black image.
When the Blues Brothers film came out, James Brown was in his late 40s. His output of hits, which had been so incredibly consistent for so long, had pretty much dried up. Funk was no longer the coolest word in music, and the hardest working man in show business was having to work harder than ever to keep a foothold on the charts.
Rap payback! Ooh.
But by 1984, the legacy of James Brown's music was winning appreciation from the new wave of hip-hop artists, and JB was back in business via a collaboration with one of the biggest new names in that genre.
I was talking about the period when rap began, and you worked with Africa Bambaataa. Do you remember anything about those sessions?
Before that, I just did a thing with them called Unity.
Right.
I thought it was fantastic. Africa Bambaataa is probably one of the nicest people I know. He's not a racist, but he tries to push the black origin to enhance it, to make it broader. It's only right.
So was it important for you to work with a very conscious black artist, which he is, but at the time, and even now, there's a lot of very negative black artists? Because Africa Bambaataa obviously had a very spiritual and philosophical message.
Well, negative only come when the positive don't work.
Everybody over there!
Seeking education. Everybody over here.
We all need respect.
All the people of the world.
Are hoping for peace.
Everybody think.
Peace, unity, love, and having fun. Peace, unity, love, and having fun. Peace, unity, love, and having fun. Peace, unity, love, and having fun.
People, here's a story about today. Wow! We need to check ourselves, correct ourselves. We need to pray. Yeah, just say it again. People, here's a story about today. Wow!
Teach them.
Check yourself. I'm killing our brothers that need to pray. Wow! Tell them down.
World confused nations, massive demonstrations, hunger, poverty, killing, revenge. Is this the world we want to be in? Anti-God, anti-life, anti-religion, anti-what's right, anti-you and anti-me. Are we really facing reality?
World leaders, give it up and turn it loose. Come on, peace, harmony. Young children, look here. We got to do. World leaders on the stage, give it up, turn it loose. Punk rock, new wave, peace, harmony. Give it up. We got to do.
The few occasions when you've worked with other producers,
I do what they say.
really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone just telling you what to
If
do
a
in the
man
studio.
if he have an arrangement, I do it. But I do it like James Brown.
Yeah.
Peace, unity, love, and having fun. Peace, unity, love, and having fun.
1986 was a year to remember. It brought his first ever top 10 hit in Britain and his induction into the first ever Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I really don't deserve the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because I never sang rock and roll. But I was doing that same era. I was just going another way. Barry Gordy said I must be some kin to Jesus to be able to have a hit record. The Beatles was on one side and Motown's on the other, and I went straight down the middle.
And movies, actually, I mean, those two examples, the Blues Brothers, and then Living in America, of course, which was another massive...
That was patriotic.
I'm sorry?
That was patriotic.
Yeah.
I was singing about the situation, so we'll put it into dialogue, and then they had rhythm track, and then I guided the rhythm track. Like I said, I was still James Brown.
Super highways, coast to coast, easy to get anywhere. On the transcontinental, over
And you can't blame him for feeling good. Sylvester Stallone himself asked for The Godfather to be on the Rocky IV soundtrack, and the result was a worldwide smash and probably his biggest hit of all time. And that's after 30 years of recording, living in America.
Funky down.
From the second half of the 1980s, hip-hop and rap took hold as the new vocabulary of American music, and computer technology made it all too easy to borrow the beats and grooves of other people's records. Mainly, it seemed James Brown's records. New York rappers Eric B. and Rakim generally get the credit, if that's the right word, for setting the ball rolling when they took Funky President and used it on Eric B. for President.
Thought I was a donut, you tried to glaze me.
Funky. 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 Funky.
Public Enemy practically based their career on James Brown samples. In fact, even their name is a James Brown song. They used Get Up Off of That Thing on Rebel Without a Pause, Escapism on Don't Believe the Hype, and this one, Funky Drummer.
When I count to 4, I want everybody to lay out and let the drummer go. And when I count to 4, I want you to come back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, get it!
On Bring the Noise.
Bring the noise.
Mind you, everybody used Funky Drummer.
I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
But it's plain to see I'm not the man I used to be.
Poor old Clyde Stubblefield, who played on the original track in 1970, he actually is the Funky Drummer. If he'd been paid for every time it was lifted, he'd have been the richest drummer on the planet.
Honey, them hips is gone, but that's alright, I clock them that way. Mind me of something James used to say. I like 'em fat, I like 'em proud. You got to have a mother for me, now move your big ass round this way so I can work on that zipper, baby.
The artist with perhaps more of a stylistic debt to JB than about anyone else, Prince. Eventually, James Brown came to the conclusion that the new generation of artists were doing him a favour by keeping his name alive, but to begin with, he was rightly annoyed. In 1988, he made it clear on record that he thought imitation was a pretty insincere form of flattery.
All you copycats out there, get off of my tip, cause I'm James Brown with the force. Full force. Ain't taking no lip. Hey, good God. Homeboys on the street, listen to what I say. You walk around and say you're bad, trying to do it the way. But here I am, the man who started all, and I'm glad, cause I'm #1 original. I know I'm bad. All you perpetrators fighting me so hard, steal my rhythm and my style, and you think you're God. But I'm your teacher. Ow! I'm as good as gold. Check out Brother Brown. I invented soul. I'm real. I'm real. I'm the real super bad. And ain't nobody out there good enough to take the things I have. I'm real. I'm the real super bad. And ain't nobody out there good enough to take the things I have. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. Hip hop. All you people think you got pull, you better take my voice off your records till I'm paid in full. You say you learned from me, stone to the bone. Then you take my arms and my legs and try to call it your own. Give me what I do. Listen, boys and girls, I know I'm nice, I'm so real. This is my world. All you copycats out there, get off of my tip, cause I'm James Brown with the force. I ain't taking no lip. I'm real.
mid-80s when so many rappers, in fact every rapper, suddenly was using James Brown's licks and riffs in all of their work. And it did open up your music to a whole new generation of people, but it also stole from you in front of a whole new generation of people. How were you feeling then?
Well, I just sent my word. I said, do you want James Brown to continue on doing good things, or do you want to give it to people who going to just kind of destroy it and not do anything positive?
There must have been records that did come out then with you actually on that were very negative records.
Well, according to the copyright law, I own them all.
But I think early on when they started sampling, those laws weren't really being used.
Always there.
But they weren't being used. A lot of people weren't.
It was always there. 4 beats, 4 bars, all you could use in somebody's song. On somebody showed any real respect with MC Hammer. He paid me, but nobody else.
But yet there are, over the years, every now and again, there's something else that will happen, like say the Blues Brothers, where suddenly a whole new generation will suddenly go, oh wow, we like what he's doing. And the rap era was one of those, certainly. I think it was the first time I would have heard of you.
Well, I thank God for whatever you get to it, I appreciate it.
Here's journalist and JB expert Cliff White.
Well, each successive generation is discovering James Brown, both on stage and also, of course, because of the phenomenal amount of sampling that has been done on his records. And I think that leads a certain amount of people who are buying the modern records that have sampled James to go back and let's say, what was the original like? I think James was simultaneously flattered and annoyed by the sampling, because at the beginning I don't think he was getting any dues from it. It wasn't being admitted on the record that it was a James Brown sample. He wasn't getting any money for it. I think that situation has got largely sorted over the years, and he will get royalties from samples where they're credited. And so I'm sure he's much happier about it now. I think he has been, obviously, one of the principal influences on hip-hop. Although, funnily enough, when you listen to the original records, unadulterated, there's a considerable difference from contemporary rap and hip-hop records. You wouldn't see how they're directly related, but he is the root of it all, yes, definitely.
and Mr. Brown's goddaughter, Carleen Anderson.
James Brown still remains larger than life, I think, to a lot of people. Even the youth of today, hip-hop, the fame of that still harks back to James Brown. They still give their acknowledgement to him. And for the kind of calm that generally knowing that he is a man who had to fight for what he got. So to be in a position to direct peaceful reactions to things made it all that much more notable because people would listen to him. It wasn't just someone who was a mouthpiece. This was somebody they knew who knew where he was coming from. So for him to say, let's calm down, they would take notice.
All that gabbing, we don't need no backstabbing. Gotta change my stuff, take care of all of my good stuff. Woo! You know I'm grown, I got a bag of my own. On my good wood, I don't back up. Take my tea, my favorite cup. Leave my groove is still out of sight. Got the protect my love right. 3 times 7, you know I'm grown. I got a bag of my own. Wait a minute. I sweat all day and hell for the night. Take care and handle it right. My body's built like a 220 on 45 frame. Don't shoot nothing but ball and chain. 5 times before you can cock it, 10 times before you can stop the strong love. Don't knock it if you don't wanna rock it. Ow! Hit me, hit me. I know I'm gone. I got a bag of my. Get at it. Then bring it on up. Can't get enough. Got to do my stuff. Then hit me. Hit me. I got a bag of my. Oh, baby, stop. All that gabbing. We don't need no backstabbing. Gotta change the structure. Take care of all of my good stuff. Ha. You know I'm grown. Woo! You know I'm grown. Now hit me. I sweat all day, half of the night. Take care of business, handle it right. My body's built like 30-20 or 45 frame. Don't you nothing but ball and chain. Shoot! 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 Ah! Shoot! Hit me! Good God! Gotta change the way. Gotta change the way. Come on, man! Hit me! 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 Good God! Got a bag of my. I got a bag on my own.
But now, Soul Brother No.1 had worse things to worry about than whether he was getting paid by the samplers or not. In April 1988, he was arrested on domestic assault charges, and in May, he led the police on a high-speed car chase through Georgia. Not he led them in a procession, they were chasing him. Charged with assault, resisting arrest, possession of the depressant drug PCP, and illegal weapons, he was eventually sentenced at the end of the year. At Christmas 1988, the figurehead of a generation was back where he'd been as a teenager, in jail. And all those anti-drug messages and charity endeavours were ringing a bit hollow.
For all of the troubles that Godfather has had in his life, he has been a survivor, and I don't think that part of it has ever changed. He has also been a target because he's so outspoken about things he believes in. That part won't change. He's still going to speak his mind. He's aware of the system and how things go. because he survived all of those things, these same types of situations that came to pull him down have to now respect and honor him because he did survive them. So nothing was that, none of those situations that came about, however horrible they were, for him to have to endure, he still came out standing up. So, and that's the main quality in him that, I don't see going anywhere, that makes him him. For a man like James Brown to come from absolutely nothing, and have nobody to fend for him and nobody to believe in him. And if you think about the kind of musical climate that was going on when he came in, people were listening to Harry Belafonte and Nat King Cole, and no way in the world were they ready for some kind of jungle music that later became a respected funk music genre. But at the time, no one wanted to hear it, and he didn't have the kind of bourgeois background to make people feel safe with him being in their whole kind of pop-oriented world. Yet and still, it crossed over, and that's just such a phenomenal story of survival and maintaining, preservation at its best.
Bring on the juice. Bring on the juice. Bring on the juice. Bring on the juice. Make the sweat.
In 1991, JB was out of prison and ready to work.
The last 9 months has been fantastic. I was working with community action, a big brother to poor people, a big brother to older people, a big brother to young people that have met tragedies by way of early pregnancy, a big brother to people that's out in the world and can't cope with the situation and then being able to subsidize their money and making it livable. I've enjoyed it so much until we're coming up with a scholarship fund to help the disadvantaged people and disenfranchised people throughout the United States. And if a program, if it reaches out, have to reach out throughout the world, we want to be able to help people all over the world. I didn't do a lot of concerts while I was incarcerated, but I did do a lot of speaking engagements. Uplifting things to bring people out of the dumps when they're down in a hole, things to show some hope, and gratifying things that people were doing things to help people. I made a lot of seminars and speeches, and I attended a lot of luncheons, and I was able to do a concert for the soldiers going to Saudi Arabia. Even though I don't endorse war, I endorse peace.
The new decade meant new optimism and new business opportunities. In the early 90s, record companies were realising the potential for anthologising the catalogues of their biggest artists into box sets. Cliff White and Universal's Harry Wanger set about compiling the JB box set Star Time and won a Grammy for it.
It became apparent that the thing to do was a box set. And box sets were new then, really, in the CD world. There were no African-American artists who had box sets. I think except for Chuck Berry, perhaps, and there were some chess things that were happening. But someone of James's stature in this massive material that needed some cohesion and some focus, that had never been done. And because it was early in the CD era, I just worked on it till it was ready, which was a year and a half. There were a few things that happened at once. He was a charter member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He had a top 5 record in Living in America the same week that he's inducted in the Hall of Fame. And then he gets into trouble. So I actually had been, I started working on the box set. He was in prison. He was on a work release program. And I got him involved a little bit afterwards, towards the end of being involved in the record, because I just wanted to make it without worrying about what he would think. I wanted to be detached from it. Artists don't always have the same perspective as fans or anthologists.
Thank you. And now, the star of the show, let the brother rock, James Brown.
Brother got the rap. The brother got the rap. The brother got the rap. The brother got the hit machine. Come on! Come on! Hey! Flip!
baby, and lay your hand across your lap. Get yourself together and listen to my rap. I wanna write the God, the soul book. Be so good. All right, your brother got to cook. You're done in the pot. I said my body getting hot. Don't have a whole lot left, but I can do my thing. Now baby, sit down, look at here, good God. Lay your head on your lap. Baby, I'm ready. All right, your brother got the rap. I want the band. Take me to the bridge. Take me to the bridge. Papa better be the end on my feet. Oh, yeah. Come on, come in. To God. Baby, hey, lay your hand on top of the lap and listen to my rap. Good God, I wanna write. Good God, the sober. Be good. All right, the brother got to cook. Get down in the pot. I said my body getting hot. I want the band. Take me to the bridge. Take me to the bridge. I better be the old rocket. Come on, get me.
Hi, this is James Brown, the Godfather of Soul. Thank you for listening to my music, and thank you for listening to this story about me.
1993 brought a new album, Universal James, and a new producer, Soul to Soul's Jazzy B.
Whatever dilemma he ended up in, he always had something in the back of his pocket. And it wasn't necessarily just the entertainment and dancing and the flawless music, etc. So it was the business aspects of it all. I've seen him get down and boogie, get up and tell you that you're off the beat or you're not in tune, and find the band members and go back after the session, after the performance, and instinctively explain to you where you went wrong, what key, where you were out, and why you weren't in the pocket. He'll tell you. He'll actually... It's not, him throwing these fingers out and finding you. It's not a joke, and it's real. And I think if you go back and you listen to any of those shows, he'll be able to point out. So that's how much he believes in what he does and how much he loves what he does. And he truly is the master of it. We would arrive at the studio at 4 o'clock and he'd probably turn up about 6 o'clock. Anywhere in those 7 to 10 hour sessions, probably 3 hours was worth recording. The rest of the time was just sitting down talking to him. And the sessions would usually start off with us flustering around trying to make the place really cozy and everything. And then you'd get like a call maybe 10 minutes before he'd arrive that he's on his way or he's in the area, so that you're in place or whatever. It would usually be him, the Reverend, maybe 1 or 2 other people with him. And then he'd come in and he would disappear and change. So he'd come in dressed like as if he was going to do a show or something, yeah? Really sharp and everything. Then he'd go away and he'd come back in a tracksuit with a towel over his shoulder. really seriously ready to work. And he would go in there and he'd almost do this warm-up thing religiously. He was performing, man.
But the early 90s sound of James Brown wasn't really to the public's taste. The album that Jazzy B helped produce, Universal James, didn't do well. Nevertheless, the endless James Brown tour continued, playing to big houses all around the world.
Thank you.
We want to go back. We want to go back. We want to go back. Get back the people. Get back the people. Get on down. Get on down. Get on. I want to get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Good foot. Go down the trail. That all like out. But some people know the business about. Go down the trail. That all like out. But some people know the business about. Where people get down and shaking hands and dancing to the music of the soul G band. And you on the good foot. Get on the good foot. You them a good foot. Get them a good foot. Ain't nothing going on but the rest. A whole lot of bills and money spent. And that's on band. My face is just jumping. I got the blues. Jumping, I paid my dues. I went to them a good foot. Get on the good foot. To them a good foot. Get them a good foot. Get back.
And by now, he'd taken a new manager into his confidence, Super Frank.
Every day is an experience with James Brown. You uncover new stories, and he is the master teacher. You learn new things every day. He teaches you how to see the world from a very different perspective. The first thing we did was establish a routine in our touring, and every day was like the day before, and the next day was going to be like today. So bringing that calmness to the touring was essential to start turning everything around. Previous to that, every day was an experience on the road for the band, for Mr. Brown, for everyone. So we came in and we just created a routine and so things would be calm and everybody could enjoy themselves on the road. You have to earn his trust and respect, and it's not an easy thing to do. After all the years and all the people he's been with, he's very slow to trust and respect anyone. And it took a year and a half, 2 years to start to earn his trust.
There were various further run-ins with the law during the 90s, a spell in hospital for treatment for addiction to painkillers, and more domestic troubles in the early part of this decade. But Mr. Brown became a father again at the age of 68 when his wife Tommy gave birth to a baby called, perhaps inevitably, James Brown II. There was also a battle with prostate cancer in 2004, but the Godfather obviously survived that too.
My health came back, thank God, with his help, a lot of good people. Today I'm 3 times better than I was in my life because my voice is settled, you know. I've lost a little of the range, but I lost the height, but my voice became richer. I never thought that I would be this healthy as I am now at this age.
And you don't say, there's no signs of slowing up for you. You still are so focused on the future.
It's my manager. I like to slow down.
But you still have that drive and you still have that ambition and you still have
Well, let me tell you, a lot of people believe in me. Mr. Bobby, Mr. Cannon, Mr. Dallas, Cop Cities, Attorney, Huff, a lot of people in the street, the band. So God gave me that extra energy to be a leader. You know, I guess Moses got tired, but God kept supplying it with energy.
And in the last couple of years, Mr. Brown and his team have set about introducing him to new fans whose grandparents were barely alive when he joined that first little group in Augusta, Georgia more than 50 years ago. Super Frank again.
The fourth generation was coming around who didn't really know who James Brown was, but with the birth of hip-hop becoming so popular in the U.S., we felt it's the perfect time to bring him to a new audience and a new level through that audience. So we started off, one of the first things we did was Mr. Brown walked on stage with Dave Matthews Band in Madison Square Garden. And they did Sex Machine together. And I was born in New York. I've been to thousands of shows at the Garden, it feels like. And I have never heard the Garden go so wild. Everybody was on their feet for 18 minutes and just screaming, dancing, having the time of their lives. What we found in the UK and most of Europe is our audience is young. 75% of our audience is under 30 years old. And we're trying to get to the same place in the States, but the States a little harder in some ways to get there. The James Brown fever is hitting in the UK and in Europe and in Asia as well. And it's a lot of young people discovering what a genius he is and how he influenced hip-hop. Why is he the most sampled man? Just come to a show and you find out just like that.
That led to appearances at Glastonbury, at Live 8 in Edinburgh, and on the current album by one of the biggest crossover R&B acts of the 21st century.
At the Grammys, Mr. Brown worked on a tsunami relief benefit with the Black Eyed Peas and Justin Timberlake. And Mr. Brown sang with Justin Timberlake at the benefit, and it was absolutely an amazing performance. Then he became very friendly with the Black Eyed Peas and will.i.am in particular, who is another just absolute genius. When he's in the studio and watching him work, he's one of the most amazing people alive today, one of the most brilliant producers. And Mr. Brown saw that in Will and said, this boy's a genius, and started working with him, and we put out the track with the Black Eyed Peas, They Don't Want Music.
Everybody over there, what? Do you want that song, y'all? What? Come on, get it. They don't want music. They don't know how to use it. All they want, I got the balls to bang. Yeah, steady just doing my thing. I'm just doing, I just do what you know. My mama said to do what you know, so I'ma do what I know. James Brown gave me the fluid, that means a baby can do it if he's up to it. So do it. Get up on the stage and release my fluid. Do my thing, do it through the music. Funkified and therapeutic. Come on. They don't want music. They don't want music. They just want boom, 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 boom. They don't want music. They don't know how to use it. They don't want music. They don't want music. They don't want music. They don't know how to use it. The good bad horn. They don't want music. They don't know how to use it. All I want, boom, 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 boom. Wait a minute. You got the right.
Godfather meets the Black Eyed Peas on They Don't Want Music.
Throughout your entire career, you've made a lot of records, not just obviously about the plight of the black man in America, but the plight of man all over the world. It's obviously been a very important thing to you.
That's right. We just did that thing in Edinburgh with Bono and all of them, and everybody was there, and we had 5.2 billion households, which could be about 80 billion people, so it's showing Edinburgh.
There were obviously a few key concerts in your lifetime, the Apollo, the night Martin Luther King was shot. Would that particular one, the Live 8 one, stand up amongst the most important ones in your life?
Yes, it has to. When you're talking about helping people, yeah, it has to. You help more people.
I got ants in my pants and I need to dance. Come on.
He's worked with Will Young at Live 8 last year in Edinburgh and did Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, and then worked with Joss Stone on the Jonathan Ross show. And there was a part cut out of that show which was absolutely amazing. Joss was standing on stage, and in a very critical moment in the song, she just started laughing hysterically and said, "I can't believe I'm here on stage singing with James Brown," and just started laughing and then pulled herself together.
I love you, yes I do, with all my heart and soul. I need you, yes I do. Don't let my love go cold. Good God. I said good now.
James Brown will tour until the day he dies, because that's what his life is all about. He's an icon. He's magical when he gets on that stage. He looks 20 years younger the second he takes the stage. Now, James Brown is not 72 years old. I get aggravated at him when he says that, because he's 72 years young, because anybody who can do what he does can't be old. He's 72 years young.
Good God, you got to dip me up on the other side.
It's very easy on a show such as this to exaggerate an artist's worth, and it's very easy to overstate their influence and reach and talent. With James Brown, it's not really possible to exaggerate. At the beginning of this series, I said there can barely be a black artist of the last 40 years who hasn't in some way been touched artistically by his work, and I'm still waiting to be proved wrong. And also, since visiting Mr. Brown in December, barely a day has passed without him touching my life musically. It'll happen to you. Turn on the radio, watch a film, see a TV advert, sit in a bar. James Brown really is everywhere. I am in a sort of sense of heightened James Brown reality, but you'll notice it too. And by the way, a heightened sense of James Brown reality is a very, very nice place to be. And the great thing is that instead of ending this series by looking back, we can finish by looking forward, because Mr. Brown's given us permission to play part of a track from his next album. The record should be out later in the year, but here's a preview. This is called Got Bucket.
Oh, yes, sir. If you please, you got something to squeeze. Take it there. With no heart beating. Oh, you my mean squeeze. Hey, 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 hey. Busy. Hey, rappers. Judgment Day. We gotta save the kids. Music is the only way. Save them. Oh, get down.
My life has just been so successful, so dramatic. Times I couldn't even understand it. A lot of times I don't now. But I believe in God, and the only thing could have got me here at 72 years old and look the way I do, it had to be God. Maybe I got 10 or 15 years going. I'm 72 now. I can get about 85 if I hope I get that long far. It'll be dedicated to the people.
Ain't no painkiller, but it's the body to the Lord. You can't hold it, but your body can mold it.
I'm Mark Lamarr. Get Up for James Brown was produced by Paul Sexton at Unique.
Hey, in London, get up on it. And burn it.
6 Music. You're supposed to take an interest in what's happening now and what's going to happen next.
BBC Music presents the John Peel Lecture.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Eno. Is art a luxury, or does it do something for us? All the people actually in the community, everybody, has been generating this huge, fantastic conversation which we call culture, and which somehow keeps us coherent, keeps us together.
The John Peel Lecture, presented by Brian Eno.
Children learn through play, but adults play through art. New ideas are articulated by individuals, but generated by communities.
Download it now on the BBC iPlayer radio app. BBC Radio 6 Music Documentaries.
This was going to be my Icelandic album, if there ever was one.
From Jack White.
Perhaps you need the devil on your side to really make some of this stuff happen.
To Lee Scratch Perry.
This is Lee Scratch Perry, say hi. BBC 6 Live and Direct.
Find out more at the 6 Music website. Now, 6 Music Documentaries present Purple Rain, The Prince Story.
Born in the Midwestern city of Minneapolis, this is the story of a man who changed the face of pop music.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called the one and only.
At one point, he was one of the biggest pop stars in the world. The way Stevie Wonder was in the early 70s, the way that Bob Marley was in the mid-70s, the way that the Beatles were throughout most of the 60s, where your creative instincts jive with world culture around you.
The whole world wanted something from Prince. He was setting fashion trends. It was Prince mania.
He is strange, but you can just tell he's a genius.
He is a shy guy. I believe he says more things about himself in his music than he does just verbally. People have said that he is almost like a mystical human being, another kind of from another planet. He may very well be that.
Oh, I got a live one here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's easy to forget that during the 1980s, Prince was, alongside Madonna and Michael Jackson, one of the big three of American pop. More of a complete musician than either of his contemporaries, and aided by the rise of MTV, Prince's potent mix of rock, funk, spirituality and sex changed the face of music forever. Cast your minds back, if you can, to autumn 1980. Black American dance floors are shaking to the sound of disco, and hip-hop is still yet to emerge. From a small town in the Midwest called Minneapolis came rumors of a multi-instrumentalist being touted as the new Stevie Wonder. Although he'd already released a couple of albums, America was yet to experience the phenomenon that would, literally, create a revolution. But then Prince had yet to release his most controversial record so far, Dirty Mind. Music critic Nelson George recalls his first royal encounter.
It was quite a night, I'll never forget it. He came on stage in a trench coat, black bikini, panties, a bandana. And in the course of the show, he kissed Wendy, who was on the keyboards, and sort of dry humped Andre Simone, who was on bass. And then he debuted a lot of songs from Dirty Mind, including Head. So it was like, whoa, this is a whole nother level.